Hello parents and welcome back to ParentShift, a place where we speak about conscious parenting. I'm starting off a new 6-part series on how to use vacations for parenting your children much better. Do watch all these 6 videos and I'm sure each one of these will bring you some specific benefits. Stay with me to the end of this video and leave your learnings in the comment section so that I know what worked for you, and do share, subscribe and spread this message. Today, let's pick up the topic of emotional reset. Now, through the year, through the performance year, through various events that happen at home, children often tend to exhibit various shades of emotions. Some of them are fleeting emotions, but there are some emotional patterns that children do exhibit. Now, this could be from being withdrawn and penting up, to anger, to certain other feelings which children tend to display time to time, anything from greed to jealousy, etc. Handling each one of these is very important, and during the year, while studies are on, while there is so much of hectic activity that is happening, and you may also have a very busy life as a parent, it may become very difficult for you to handle some of these things, and vacations are then the perfect time for you. So begin by asking this question, that will you use this next break, this next vacation, to turn tantrums into teachable moments? Think about that hard, and I would invite you as a parent to keep some notes for yourself, identify your child's pattern, and when the next vacation comes, do these 2 simple routines with them. And in anything between a 10 to 30-day vacation, you can really achieve an emotional reset for your child if you work with this. Now, let's say, for example, you've put down some details for your child, and your pattern that you want to work on with the child is anger, or it is too much of sorrow, or it's irritability, or maybe there is a habit where the anger shows up also as disrespect to others. The ritual number 1 that you need to do is a daily conversation. It's almost like a daily check-in and a discussion on the role of emotions, especially in success and failure. Now, many times children have very little understanding of where that emotion is coming from, why there is anger, or why there is grief, or why there is some other emotion that they are exhibiting, or why there are certain habits which are associated with those emotions that they display, like their anger getting expressed as disrespect, yelling, screaming, throwing things, etc., or their sorrow or grief being associated with them being withdrawn, not talking to others, not answering properly, not studying, not finishing things on time. And it's very important for you as a parent of a child between 5 to 15 to notice these patterns. Bring them into these daily discussions that you do. Little by little, peel the layers of the concept of the emotions and the habits which are associated with those, helping your child understand how these emotions and habits play a big role in challenges that they may have, and how they can eliminate these to achieve success and failures and avoid failures in life. You may have to do a little bit of research, maybe consult a few books, maybe consult an expert, but do that, and it's going to be worth it. Because through these conversations, what you are doing is emotional education. And that term that we tend to use in corporates, where we say emotional intelligence, that emotional intelligence comes from emotional literacy, emotional education. And that's what you're achieving with these little conversations. Keep these on for anything between 10 to 30 days. If there are 1 or 2 additional emotions or feelings or patterns of habits that you need to discuss with them, do that, be thorough. But this has to be done in a non-critical fashion. It has to be done in a fashion where there is consistency in what you say with scientific research, scientific data. Remember, today's children have a lot of access to social media, to the internet, etc. So if they were to go and do some research, then they should find consistency between what you are saying and what scientific point of view talks about. So, I leave that with you. Daily check-ins and discussion on the roles of emotion in success and failures. Do that. The second thing that I am going to encourage you to do is bring in relaxation and focus practices. This is where anything from mindfulness practices and practices coming from our own yoga, meditation methodologies can really be helpful. Now, some of this you may be able to learn and teach your children, and for some of these you may need to expose the child to a proper instructor, a yoga, a meditation, a mindfulness instructor. Do that, make that investment, it's going to be worth their while. Because let's also understand that in that age group of 5 to 15, the child is going through various changes. The 5 to 8-year-old has that whole concept of them growing up, figuring out their developing physicality, their strength, their ability to have gross and fine motor skills, learning the foundations of so many subjects, making friends, social skills, etc. The 8 to 11 is another phase where they are neither the small children nor are they included in their teenager gangs. And then there is a lot of confusion about who they are becoming, where they are. They are yet not grown up fully, but their growth is now hitting the hormonal changes. So, a lot of confusion exists there. And then you have the 11 to 15 and then the pre-teen, teen era, where they have their own challenges, their own identity crisis, etc. So, in this period, these relaxation and focus practices are going to be significant game changer for your child in being attentive, in having energy, in being able to tide through those motions or those periods of upheavals and even downturns that they will have. And when you combine these two things that I said, that you go through a daily ritual of discussion and check-ins and talking about how emotions and habits can help in success and failures, and then you're giving them corrective instructions along with these practices to relax and focus, it becomes a significant education, practice and upskilling for your child. Do this and you will essentially use the next vacation or break significantly better and in the interest of your child, so that your child builds lifelong resilience. Use that vacation well. Now, the other 5 themes that I'm going to discuss and help you discover are going to help you with your child in alternating periods. You may not need to do emotional education in every single vacation, but every now and then you may need to come back to this. Along with the rest of the 5 topics that I'm going to cover in this series, I'm sure you will have a wonderful array of choices to make for the next vacation that your child has. Work hard. Like I keep saying, parenting is hard work, but it is an investment that you're making for your child's success and something that will show up for the rest of their life.